name's Ed Roth. I'm from the Central Mass Shine program, and welcome to our Medicare and More program. Today, I'm happy to have with me Bob Caselli. Bob is one of our Shine counselors who does his counseling in Hopedale and also Millbury. And happy to have Bob with us. And welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Ed.
And Bob, what I'd like to try to do this morning, initially, is just to explain to folks exactly how a counseling session might work, how it's set up, and what do you go through with folks?
Well, Ed, initially for someone who comes into a senior center, they would ask to speak to a Shine counselor, and they would call the counselor that carries, that works in that center, or they may call the Milford Regional Office. And if the answer, if the question that they have can be answered quickly on the phone without a lot of complications, then we do that. If not, they are directed to the Shine counselor and in the senior center where they live.
Very good, Bob. And the process is that they bring paperwork in, they sit down with you, you're going to ask them questions about their current insurance and what else might they expect to hear from the counselor?
Well, Ed, that really depends upon how much they know about the Medicare system. Some people are coming in just going on Medicare, and usually I ask them, how much do you understand about the Medicare system and the options that you have? And depending upon that answer is where I start counseling them. Some people know very little, and if they do, then I start from scratch and educate them. Some people come in and are fairly well versed in what the Medicare system has to offer. Before they come in, if I talk to them on the phone, I ask them to bring in a complete drug list of all the prescription drugs they may be taking. That way there, as a Shine counselor, I can find a best drug program for them at the best cost.
That's an important part of the program, I know, Bob. And from there now, I expect that pretty soon you'll be seeing people coming in with pieces of mail.
Yes, especially in September. No matter what plan you're in, if you're in strictly original Medicare and have a drug plan, or if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, Medicare makes these plans send out by the end of September what the plans are going to do in the coming year. Any increases that the plan may have in costs, and if things are going to be covered or not covered for services in the following year, they'll get that the latest by the end of September.
And the plans, as we know, can change a lot. We've had plans drop complete providers. Last couple of years ago, and I repeat this every year because it was a significant event for us, the Reliant as their provider. People had to scramble to come up with a different plan. Fortunately, Tufts picked up, became the sole provider for sole insurance company for Reliant. So again, these issues can be handled, but it's very, very important that folks read over these letters, okay, and try to distinguish if their plan is going to be covered, or if their plan is going to cover their medications, if there's going to be any changes in their doctors or anything like that. Because again, as you indicated, Medicare has these plans. Send this information out. It's supposed to be out before September 30th, so people know. And then once people have that information, they have another opportunity to do something about it. They just don't send the information out and let people just think about it. There's an opportunity for folks to take some action to change their information, and that is Medicare open enrollment, Bob. And when does that period run?
Yes, and open enrollment every year for people who are in the Medicare health system runs from October 15th to December 7th every year. And during that time, a person can do anything they wish. They can change from original Medicare to a Medicare Advantage plan. They can change to another Medicare Advantage plan. Again, if they are in original Medicare and wish to stay there, they can change their drug plan. And one point that you made, which is very important, which sometimes some people let slip, is especially if they're in original Medicare, Medicare lets drug plans every year change their premiums and the list of the drugs that they carry. So just because someone gets information on what's happening next year, because that particular drug plan may have been good for them in that current year, does not necessarily mean that that plan is going to be the best for them in the coming year. And I define best as a drug plan has all the person's drugs that they're taking, prescription drugs, and supplies them with the best cost available to them.
That's right, Bob. We want to make sure that the plan that you have is going to have all your medications on the formulary. Because if the medication is not on the formulary, you're going to end up paying full cost for that medication, and that can become very expensive. So that's an important thing. We also want to make sure you're getting the best deal for your buck. That's what Kind of Shine is all about. We want to make sure that folks in Medicare are getting the best program that is available and getting the best deal for their money, getting the biggest bang for their buck. Other plans, we had 21 plans this year, and maybe 18 of those plans may have covered your medications, but they're not all the same. They don't all cost the same. It's amazing how drug plans work with manufacturers, work with pharmacies, and everything else. The difference in pricing you can see is amazing, totally amazing. You can have a drug list from the same drug plan, and you can see that the cost of that drug list will be up to $100 to $150 more, depending upon the pharmacy that you go to. That's what we look at. We look at the individual trying to give them the biggest bang for their Medicare dollar. Very important in this day and age, very important. Because you don't know where Medicare is going a lot of times. A couple of years ago, Bob, you remember we experienced, last year, we lost the drug plan completely. And it just went away. It wasn't doing business in Massachusetts any longer. Well, we had to adapt to that. And a lot of folks, unfortunately, missed the boat. So they were put in a plan automatically, but that plan was more expensive than their other plan was. And that plan didn't necessarily cover all their medications. So again, very important that you avail yourself of the opportunity that the open enrollment time gives you between, again, October 15th and December 7th. Really go over your stuff. If you have any questions at all, you'd like us to do a search for you, do a drug search, give us a call. We'll send you the information that we need to send you, a Part D drug search tool. You can mail that back to us. We'll do the drug search for you. You can call Medicare and at 1-800-MEDICARE. They'll do a drug search for you. You can go online at medicare.gov. So there's any options you have that can help you with searching for a drug plan. So again, Medicare open enrollment is a very, very important period of time. And health plans change also, right, Bob?
Yes. Medicare Advantage plans are one of the options that someone can come up with. There are two ways to get health care once you enter the Medicare system. One is through Original Medicare, and another one is through Medicare Advantage plans. Medicare Advantage plans work very similarly to how a plan would work if someone worked for a company full-time and was covered by that company's health insurance. They pay a premium, either weekly or on a monthly basis. And then for every service they go for, there's a copay, and drugs are also provided for that.
Right, and these plans are generally, they're health maintenance organizations, HMOs, or they're PPOs. And generally, they're very closely networked. So you have to, especially with the HMOs, you have to get your services in that plan's network. You can't go out of network, or you're going to end up paying full price. So you have to be very careful of that. A PPO plan, you can go out of network with a PPO plan, but you may pay a little more money when you do go out of network on a PPO. But you're going to get the services. You will get the services anyway, but it'll cost you a few more dollars. For instance, if you're getting if you have a PPO at take the Milford Hospital, and you end up having to go to Mass General or Brigham and Women's or Deaconess in Boston, you may pay a few more dollars to get your services at that Deaconess hospital where you wouldn't pay it at the Milford Hospital. So again, PPOs are a little bit different, and the HMOs, you got to remember, are strictly networked. So you got to understand you have to stay in that plan's network. And again, we at this time with this we have no idea of what's going to go on with these things. We'll be catching you. We'll be doing another program in mid-October once we have all the updates to update folks on what's going on. So that's something to look forward to. So that's one way. See, Medicare A and B, we pay for them out of our Social Security check. And there are a couple of ways to get your Medicare. One way is through Medicare health plans like we discussed, and they will generally include drug coverage in them. We talked to you a little bit earlier about Medicare Part D plans and drug plans, and what they do, they support a supplement plan. And the supplement plan, Bob, can you tell us a little bit how that might work?
Yes, supplement plans are only for individuals who are in Original Medicare. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you cannot. Medicare will not let you have a supplement plan. In Massachusetts, you can buy only two types. One is called core, like the core of an apple. That would not cover the deductibles for Part A and Part B, but it would cover the 20% that someone may be responsible for B services. The other plan that is available in Massachusetts is called Supplement 1, and Supplement 1 covers the deductibles for both A and B, as well as the 20% that someone may be responsible for any B services. They are private insurance companies. There are only 7 insurance companies that are allowed to sell true Medigaps in Massachusetts, and you would pay a premium to that plan every month to be covered by a supplement.
Right, Bob, and again, there are 7 companies that sell these plans. The coverage is all identical with the seven companies, so it's good to have us take a look at them for you as well, because generally coverage is all the same, so there's no reason why you shouldn't basically go with go with the best plan that's the least expensive. But again, give us a call. We can explain supplements to you. And the way they work, again, the way they work is this, okay? Very simply. Medicare A and B continues to be your primary coverage. The supplement plan supplements that primary coverage. And as Bob mentioned, there's two types. There's the core and the supplement one. The supplement one being the better of the two, thus the more expensive. But these plans, unfortunately, do not cover medications. And that's where the standalone Part D plans come in. And that's where we want to be sure that, again, you're getting your biggest bang for your buck in your prescription plan. So, again, very important. The Medicaps or the supplement plans will renew year to year, okay, as do the Medicare Advantage plans. All of these plans are going to send you notices. If you don't do anything to change during open enrollment, they are going to renew, okay? They are going to renew. And so you'll be in the same plan on January 1st that you had last year. So again, important that you want to look at all this stuff to make sure it meets your needs, because you don't want to be stuck in a plan, in a Medicare health plan, for instance, a Medicare Advantage plan that no longer covers your doctor if you're going to be stuck in a year and maybe it doesn't cover your doctor and you're going to have to get a new doctor. People don't like to get new doctors. They love their doctors. Yeah. So we need to be aware of that simple fact. Also, I want to say that open enrollment is another time where somebody can drop a Medicare Advantage plan if their situation has changed and maybe their health has diminished a little bit, and they're seeing a lot of costs on the Medicare Advantage plan side for co-pays and stuff like that. Maybe they can switch to a Medicare supplement plan during open enrollment and pick up a drug plan. That's, again, the only time of the year, basically, that you can really do that and make that change is during the open enrollment period. Again, we'll have more specifics in our next program, but we just want to be sure that people are aware of this and can consider this when they see their mail. And again, all of this information a lot of this information is available at our website at shinema.org. You're going to see that come up on your screen, and you can also call us at 1-800-AGE-INFO, and that number will come up also. So just to have these numbers, you can give us a call at any time. That number is going to go to our office in Milford, but if you do want a Shine appointment with Bob or one of our other 60 Shine counselors, we have 60 Shine counselors now. That's a record for the region, and we're very happy that we just had a class of 8 graduate a couple of weeks ago. So we're real happy about that, and they're going to be working at senior centers throughout the area. They're doing some mentoring now. I know Bob has one working with him that's doing very well. So again, this stuff is important. It's critical. So again, you need an appointment, call a local senior center. If you have any questions, call us at the regional office. Bob, one thing I did want to mention to you, Prescription Advantage, that's another program that can help people. We can go over that a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Prescription Advantage is actually a state-run program. It is not a federal program, and it goes by income only. It does not look at assets that a person may have, and there are 6 categories to it. The first 5, if you fall into those income limits, it is free to the individual. And if you fall into the 6th category, there is a price you would pay to join and stay in it for the year. Prescription Advantage in this state does 2 things for you. One, if you hit what's known as the donut hole, then it would help you dramatically with the costs of your drugs. And the second thing it does for you, it gives you a so-called out, that if for whatever reason during the course of the year you find that your physician may recommend you take another drug and you find the drug plan that you're in does not carry that drug, if you have prescription advantage, then you can change one time during the calendar year to another plan. And we highly recommend people sign up for prescription advantage, especially most of the people that we counsel fall into the category where they can get it for nothing. It is simply a form they can fill out. They can also call in an 800 number to Prescription Advantage and have the form filled out on the phone. And it is a wonderful program put out by the state of Massachusetts.
Right, Bob. We had Kathy Devine here, I think, a couple of our last program, and we're really trying to see and boost Prescription Advantage because it's a program people are missing a boat on, and we really should have many, many more people enrolled in Prescription Advantage. It can save an individual thousands of dollars if they hit that donut hole. It really can. So I can't say enough about it. I mean, if you're financially all set and you don't mind spending $1,000 or $2,000 on prescription drugs and you're not worried about it, good luck. But again, this is money that can be saved and you can put back in your pocket that you won't have to pay for prescriptions. Very important program, okay? So I really can't say enough about it. I'd just like to mention now, for the next few minutes, that we're taping this program in August, and Medicare is changing. We have no idea what's going to be going on for 2018. There could be some new Medicare Advantage plans in the area. We had a couple come in last year. We had a United Healthcare come in with a couple of nice plans last year. And we won't know any of this information until after October 1st. You'll know about it before we do. You'll get information from your plans before we do, before we know about it. So again, very important. I know we have read all of the information and all of the stuff has been on television about the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare and all of this other stuff. I don't want you to be worried about that. Medicare will be there for folks, okay? Medicare isn't going anywhere. In Massachusetts, I don't envision Medicaid really going anywhere. I think that I think these programs will still be available for folks. They'll change. There's no doubt about it. They're going to change. You may or may not see a bump in your Part B premium. I don't know. We'll know a little bit more later in the year. So, I mean, I just want to let people know you hear all these stories, and we've been hearing them for years, that you're going to see a big bump in your Medicare premium going up to $200, $400 or something like that. Craziness, okay? Craziness. It is not going to happen, okay? You see a little bump in that Medicare premium like you do every year, and things should continue to be the same. It isn't going anywhere, okay? So I want to assure folks about that. There may be some changes. There may be some additional enrollment periods. We'll get through. You don't have to worry about that. That's our bad. We're going to worry about how we get that information to you and how we guide you through those processes. So again, don't worry about Medicare. Just go to sleep tight on that stuff. It'll be there for you. Bob, anything you want to say in the last couple of minutes?
Ed, just one thing which I hear from people a lot that I counsel, which you had just mentioned, that this Obamacare, that the majority of the law, known as Obamacare, actually deals with people who are under 65. There are parts which deal with people who are in Medicare, but the majority of the law is dealt with people between the ages of 18 and 65 who do not have insurance. So Much of what we hear in the news about the changes to Obamacare have very little direct effect upon the people that we counsel, because we counsel people who are in the Medicare system.
Right, that's 100% right, Bob. And just also to let folks know that I did see one version of the, I don't know what act it was, something, I did see something. And the important part of Obamacare that affected seniors was the elimination of the Part D donut hole.
Correct.
Now,
yes.
that was very important. I mean, several years ago, people were paying 100% of the cost of their medication in the donut hole. That's diminished now. It's only, I believe it's down to 41% for this year. And the elimination of the donut hole was going to continue in the one plan that I saw was going to be voted upon by Congress. Again, so the Congress is cognizant of the fact that the donut hole has to be eliminated. Okay, that's been in all of the plans. So that's an important thing for the people on Medicare that don't want to go through that devastation. I recall it was terrible when it was going on, but that's very, very important. And again, that will continue to be a part of Medicare. I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to once again thank everybody for having us in their homes. Bob, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. And again, as always, I hope our information is useful to let you know what's going to be going on with Medicare. And again, the important part is that if you have any questions, you give us a call. Visit our website at shinema.org, and we'll answer any questions for you. Okay. Again, and also we'll be having update meetings at all senior centers very soon. That's scheduled. See if we put on our program next month. But again, look for us next month. That'll be the updates for Medicare, so you know what you can do and how your Medicare programs may be changing. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.